Alright, good morning everybody. So, we're finally returning to this deck. Thank you made it for the 4 months. Finally returning to this deck. I only played one league with it. Before one, the deck seemed really good the whole time. The big idea is that this is the same Temur Rec deck that we're playing pre-Midnight Hunt, but Memory Deluge is a really big upgrade for this deck over Fact or Fiction, where not only does the 7 mana flashback play really well with Reclamation, but I also really like how Deluge plays with the one of Nexus of Fate, where you could just dig through your deck a bit quicker and then start your infinite turns faster as well. Yeah, the deck felt great last time I played it. We're running it back, although like 2 weeks later. Yeah, where the smoldering eggs at? Soon they'll be in the deck, and soon they'll be pretty underwhelming probably. Let's keep this. Yeah, I really like the Jeskai Murktide deck. I'm gonna try to stream it on this challenge on Saturday, but I don't think I'm gonna be able to. Yeah, it's like, yeah, I feel like Titan used to be the kind of deck that if you were just a master of it, your win rate was just insane. Your win rate was just insane. But now it just kind of is like a reasonable modern deck. I know the Titan players, they don't want to hear it. They don't want to hear it. Yeah, I might go 4-1 drop of the challenge or something. We'll see. But I got some commitments in like Saturday afternoon. I wish I could live 2 lives sometimes, you know what I mean? A life where I sit in this room all day, every day, nonstop, doing only Magic content. And a life where I occasionally do something. But that balance, it's so hard to strike, you know? Yeah, Titan can actually die instead of just like instead of living forever. Is definitely a big part of the deck getting nerfed. Can actually kill it. Yeah, basically Spider-Man, yeah. I started playing. This is not what I have to do on Saturday, but I started playing Sekiro again last night. I had started it a long time ago, and just never finished it. But I only got a few hours in, and I was able actually to get further than I had been when I stopped playing last time. BCS, thank you for the 8 months. But man, I am not jiving with that game at all. Like it's really cool. I'm enjoying it, I'll say. But I've played like hundreds and hundreds of hours of the Dark Souls games, and the combat is just so different. Like I understand I need to parry everything, but I'm having a really hard time parrying everything. Like Wrenn and 7 and Amulet? Not really. Not really. But I'm trying to get good. Again, BCS 8 months. Yeah, I think I'll get good at it eventually, but it's just not clicking with me at all yet. Like I've beaten 2 of like the general bosses, and I beat the troll monster. But I beat all of those bosses just because I'm just dodging and like attacking, and it takes forever. And it's really, I know that's not how I'm supposed to play the game, but I just am so bad at parrying. Hesitation is defeat. That sounds like my problem. I think I'll snap counterspell this. Remember One Rack? Yeah, I like that deck a lot. We might return to it at some point. Don't cling to Dust Me. Okay, Tarfire. We We now have Delirium for Heat, but the Goyf is now 7-8 thanks to their genius Tarfire, huh? Which basics? Unstable, I think. They might be Secret Lair, but they do look good. God of War Ragnarok was delayed till 2022. That might give me time to find a PS5 and play God of War 1. I think I'm just going to heat this end of turn. Totally fine if they bounce it. So I go to 12. And then I fetch down to 9, but this is gonna be a 9/9. I think I'll just bolt the Scourge. Hopefully I didn't miscount. Don't have a basic mountain. This also lets me cycle the Triome. That's why Sekiro's Dino beat it yesterday. Well, he's been beating it the last few times, but I just like started picking it up after putting it down a while ago. If we hard cast and they cast the Scourge again and we don't have an answer for it, we just lose. So, oh yeah, it'll be on the PS4 too. Yeah, I don't know. It's like I don't own a PS4 and the PS5 is out. I feel so dumb buying a PS4 when the PS5 exists. You know what I mean? Is Ice Fang just not where you wanted to be in the deck, or you want to turn off opponent's removal spells? A little bit of column A, a little bit of column B. Ice Fang it's not very easy to death touch in this deck. Nuke, think for 5 months. You think a PS4 for cheap is actually pretty smart? I mean, how much are PS4s? I think I should cycle. Maybe not. Maybe I shouldn't. What are they gonna do? 200, yeah, it's just like, yeah, 200, 350. Like when PS5s, I know that you can't really get them for this, but they retail for 400, 500. And it's just like so much better value to like specifically get the 500 one. So you can play PS4 games there too. I'm sure I'm preaching to the choir. Okay, maybe we chose poorly. Maybe we chose poorly. Sociology Plays, thank you for the tier 1 subscription. Appreciate you. We get the explosives, got the Nexus. Trim on Spiral. Got the 4th Counterspell or 3rd Wrenn and Six. I think they're not playing a lot of 1 toughness creatures. Look at Wrenn and Six. The PS5 can't play any older titles. Oh, I didn't know. I assumed that it could. I thought that the digital version couldn't play older titles, but the disc version could. If that's not the case, then I guess I'm just not gonna buy either. Maybe, I don't know. Alright, let's keep this. Just PS4 ones? Okay, I mean, that's fine with me, I think. There aren't really too many PS3, I guess, no, Bloodborne. You can't play Bloodborne on PS5? We need a PS4 for? God of War, and then Bloodborne. Bloodborne's PS4? Okay, I thought it was PS3. Okay, works out then. You can tell, I took a long hiatus from video games in my early 20s. Yeah, I definitely want to play Demon Souls on the PS5. I don't know. I thought about just like buying a PS5 from a scalper, but I really don't want to do that. But then I also had to buy a new set of tires, so I'm probably not doing that anytime soon. All right. That was a pretty good turn for us, I'll say. And again, I want to keep my life total at 20 because my opponent's playing Scourge of the Skyclaves. I've thought about an Esper Sentinel, Ragavan, Saga, Luris Brew. I mean, that deck exists. Like, Naya Saga is a deck. It's okay. Don't buy from a scalper. Too many scams out there. It's probably very true. Yeah, the scalpers also don't deserve it. Is Xbox even competitive? I don't think that there's no game on the Xbox that I want to play. Like, I didn't even buy the Xbox One for myself that I have. It was a gift. But I wasn't really playing a lot of video games back then, but boy, have I been really unhappy with the complete lack of, like, titles on the Xbox when I had the Xbox One. So I feel like I'm just not going to buy another Xbox ever. Because they just don't invest in, exclusives, which is, like, the whole reason to buy a console, especially if you have a PC. 2 PS2 and a PS1. Peppa Pig. There's a Peppa Pig Xbox exclusive? Hell yeah, brother. Let's go. But back when I was a kid, I remember Mass Effect 1 came out for the Xbox, and only the Xbox. And I was like, I'm an Xbox man for life. This shit was amazing. And then it's like, they let Sony get Mass Effect 1 like in the next couple of years, and then the other Mass Effect games were not exclusives. So they're gonna spellbomb away my Deluge. Current meta. Team of Rec versus Jessica Losfield, which is better? I would imagine Reclamation, but we were doing surprisingly well with Lotus Field the other day. We did good enough for me to, play that deck again. Competitive Among Us player? Any day now. I've always kind of felt like Among Us is my real calling. This Magic stuff is just until the Among Us takes off. Genie, 2 months. Thank you so much. Yeah, Tron is good against both those decks, I would say. Both Floris, John, and Grixis Dress Down. Could Snap steal this? Oh yeah, that was a long time ago. The MTG Among Us streams. It was fun. Alright, do we have any hardcasters, chat? Alright, our draw is definitely lined up really well against our opponents, but we've got game 3 on the draw. Oh, I can make a giant shark by just playing a big explosives. No, okay. I thought they were about to. I thought they were killing my shark here. I'm just gonna cry. I guess I should probably draw 2 though. Yeah, I should draw 2. The cards are just so valuable when you have the Typhoon in play. Yeah, imagine Force of Vigor. I would have just ended the stream. Yeah, of course stealing is like super attractive, but when you have Typhoon in play, you need to play it differently. You need to just get as many cards in your hand as you can. Yeah, any blue fetch works in the deck. Blue-white affinity with Sentinel, Genius, and Monitor could be a thing. I think that's already a thing, yeah. But it's also like, I mean, I don't, like, what's the appeal there, right? Because you're slowing your deck down with Sentinel and Smith, but you have less interaction, so you're just going to lose to a lot of decks goldfishing you, you know? where the blue-white Stoneblade deck, the Karnblade deck gets to play Rebuke, Portable Hole, a lot of relics, and they get to play like a way more interactive game plan while also outvaluing with the artifact synergies. So I don't know what the appeal of like playing less interaction is as opposed to regular affinity, because I think that if you're playing regular affinity, you have to be fast. Do I have a card I think should be printed to modern, or I don't think that I have any particular wants for cards to be added to modern. I've never made this play. Play 6 blue mana to make a big shark for my explosives on 1. Yeah, the blue-white, so yeah, I've got 2 different blue-white Stoneblade decks. One that's just a regular blue-white Stoneblade deck with like Spreading Seas. I've been really liking that deck. And then an artifact-based one with like Thought Monitor, Esper Sentinel, Ingenious Smith, Portable Hole, Metallic Rebuke. I like that deck a lot. And yeah, you are playing Force Saga in that deck too. I think we're gonna play that deck, the artifact-based one, a little bit later today. Undermine in Modern? Which one is Undermine? Oh, is that put a permanent on top of the library, they discard a card? That'd be pretty cool. I like Undermine. Be so sick in Luris decks though. No, it's Counterspell, lose 3 life. What card am I thinking of? Is that a card or did I just make that up? 3 mana, put a permanent on top, they discard a card. Is that a card? I think it is. Wait, that's an instant? Oh, it's hand. It's not on top, it's hand. But it's still pretty good. Okay, recoil is not modern legal, right? If recoil is modern legal, we're gonna drop right now and build a Luris deck with 4 recoil. It's not, yeah. It probably would be fine. Probably would be fine. It's a really strong card. Even though it's 3 CMC, yeah, it's like it can bounce lands, which is like kind of the big appeal. And then if they're hellbent, it's literally instant speed Vindicate if they have no cards in hand. Like snap it back. It's one of my asking for modern. Yeah, I feel like, yeah, I wish maybe it would have been a cool addition. It would have been a really cool addition. Any oh, what's the 6 mana recoil ETB creature from RTR? Drenova Horror? Or that was Gate Crash. Drenova Horror is a 6 mana 4/4 with recoil on ETB. Love that card too. Yeah, I feel like Impulse would be a totally fine addition to Modern. I think Impulse would be totally fine. Like, maybe not good, even. Pompatron staple. Oh, yeah, that is true. Why play so many Triumphs and Pulls instead of Shocks and Checks? Your 3-color deck. Or 3-color deck. I guess you'd have to, like, I guess expand on exactly how you'd want to build the mana base instead, but I think it's like we play more Triumphs than you would in other decks here because you end up wanting to cycle them a lot and return them with Wrenn and Six. When you have so much extra mana, cycling Triumph is actually not that big a cost. But that's a big part of why we're on so many Triumphs, is we actually cycle them a lot in this deck. Gonna deal yourself any more damage, opponent? I mean, I think the why not questions are not something I ever want to time out. Because people come in here, they've got genuine questions. I want to try to impart any knowledge I can. Like, there's a reason, like, I engage with these questions, because I think people find it really helpful to ask why I built a deck a certain way. So I can get Delirium by fetching, but then this becomes a 7/7. which kind of stinks. If I draw a land, I think I'll just go Reclamation, kill this, kill this. Instead, I guess I'm gonna go just pass. If they Temur Battle Rage, we'll kill the Scourge. If they don't, I'll go bolt them, bolt them. Snap Bolt. Is Memory Deluge always better than Into the Story? I don't think so, but maybe. Uh-oh. Okay, so we're on the old chump block, and then hope this bolts resolves plan. So we lose to Stubborn Denial, we lose to Lightning Bolts, we lose to Temur Battle Rage. It's a decent amount of stuff. Okay, they didn't have any of it. Stubborn Denial, though, does get us. Okay, so we can draw... If they have Stubborn Denial, we can draw Counterspell, Wrenn and Six, or Bolt. I can't believe it. The fourth bolt. Please stub. Please stub. Do it. Do it. They don't have it. That would have been awesome. I think it's Kihira. Probably keep this against Kihira. I haven't been playing any Asmo decks lately. I've cast very few Asmos in my life, actually. I haven't really been a big fan of the card lately. Like, Asmo is really good when there's a lot of creatures to kill. And, like, the creatures in the format don't necessarily line up that well against Asmo. Would I be open to another trophy race soon? Yeah, I would. I would. When does this season end? November 10th. Yeah, maybe. So maybe next season. I would even say, like, pretty likely next season, to be honest. Yeah, let me just spiral in response to this, I think. Yeah, even, like, pretty likely next season, but unlikely for this season. Have I built this deck specifically to beat Chalice? Not specifically, but being good against Chalice is nice. I guess I play Snapcaster so that if we miss our land drop again, we don't have to go to discard. Was basic right there. Probably not. Now we're gonna Counterspell. What's my favorite deck to play right now? I still have been really enjoying Jeskai Phoenix. I've also been really enjoying Jeskai Lotus Field. We played some of that the other day, and it was so fun and actually felt decent. And I have been really enjoying just like building decks, playing them, kind of going back to how things used to be. Alright, hitting 2 lands, very key here. Yeah, I love the Lotus Field deck. Which black shark cards can we should consider? It's mostly, you mostly want to be in black for this deck for Fatal Push. D Arcade Hero, thank you for the subscription, buddy. I guess I now don't have Counterspell up, which is bad against Fairy Counterspell. Seems like that's what my opponent has. Okay, they don't have the Counterspell. We got really rewarded for that. I think I'm not supposed to read it my opponent as having Counterspell here if they just let this Counterspell resolve. I could be wrong, but yeah, seems good to me. And then we should be able to at least cast the Spiral here. Because it turns off Snap Archmage's Charm. Guess it doesn't if I hit a land though. It's a good draw. But Bank Reclamation should be good. It's just like, I mean, the white cards are all sorcery speed, right? Like it's Prismatic Ending, Teferi, Supreme Verdict, other Teferi. So I don't really know, like white does not seem like a good card to, or color to pair with Reclamation because all your cards are instant speed. Or sorry, sorcery speed. I definitely like the control matchup with this deck. Yeah, opponent has 3 Teferis, but we have 3 counterspells. You say black for push? Yeah, Sultai. Like I think if you really think push is so much better than the red removal, and push is better than the red removal, then you want to play Sultai. But in my opinion, Wrenn and Six is one of the best cards in this deck, and is worth being Temur over Sultai. You also get some red sideboard cards. I think that the Moons and the Grudges are better than anything black has to offer, but obviously you get some cards being black. Had a pretty long like favorite anime conversation yesterday, but my favorites are Parasite, the Maxim, Code Geass, and then I think Odd Taxi is getting up there, but it definitely has some like recency bias, you know. We're not great at getting Delirium in this deck, so I don't want to play too many Heats, so I guess I'll play one. Or sorry, maybe. Wait, I cut this. Oh, I have 7 burn spells. Should I play 2 Heats? I think I'll play 3 Endurance, 1 Heat. Does Fire Ice solve any issues the current deck has? You could play Fire Ice over over Heat. I feel like the 1-mana removal spells are really important, but it's very close between those 2 cards. Let's keep this with back Nexus. Might hold this to cycle. Alternatives to Endurance in the sideboard. Endurances are pretty good. You might just have to play Run Afoul. Like 2 Run Afoul, something else. Yeah, I want my opponent to at least believe I've got Counterspelled. If they play Teferi, I'll play Snapcaster in response. How does the Nexus of Fate combo work? It's not too complicated. Just having 1 Nexus in your deck gives you access to infinite turns. And as you draw more and more cards in your Reclamation deck, make more and more mana, you'll find Nexus of Fate more and more often. And eventually, you'll just go through your whole deck and take infinite turns. Run Afoul does not seem like the card I think it is. Okay, whatever card is 1 mana, opponent sacks a creature with flying. That's the card I'm meaning to suggest here. It's Run Afoul? Yeah. That's the card. I think I'm gonna cycle the Triome here. It's just like that's the best answer to Murktide Regent, and Endurance is like largely the deck against blue-red, right? I've tried Iteration in this deck. I think that Deluge is a better card advantage engine, and Iteration does not play great in the deck. It's not that bad, but it's not that good either. No, I'm not playing Hull. You're pretty choked on the number of untapped, number of just lands that only tap for blue because you're playing Wrenn and Six. I think six is the maximum blue sources you can play. And it's like, it's still awkward sometimes. You can't afford to play any more. I'm gonna Memory Deluge. Yeah, you really can't afford to play any more than 6. And then Castle Vantress is better than Hall of the Storm Giants in this deck. As good as Hall is really strong. Is there a Sentinel Dothy to attack? Sentinel Dothy to attack the cheap removal graveyard focus decks in the format. You could build like a black-white Luris deck, maybe. Black-white Luris, Vindicate. Seems kind of good. It's not a finance stream she's had. This is the third Typhoon. It's kind of funny. So I'm probably going to go Endurance with Counterspell up here. Yeah, Hall of the Storm Giants is better than Colonnade. It only costs 1 more to activate. I mean, 1 more is a lot, but it costs 1 more to activate, but it hits for 3 more damage. It has Ward 3, and it can't die to just an Unholy Heat either. And of course, it enters untapped on the first couple of turns, which is really important in these decks that play Chalice with the full weight, you know? Just like having that second land enter untapped is really important. Oh, I was not supposed to put 3 Typhoons back in their deck. I was not supposed to use Endurance's ability. Seeing a lot of Janeth Magistrates popping up Cyber's list. Is it for lowest matchups? It is mostly for Rhinos and other Cascade decks where it has 3 toughness, so it doesn't die to Stomp, it doesn't die to Fire. But it does stop their Cascade combo. It's mostly for that deck. Or those decks. Yeah, if they had Counterspell, they would have countered back there. I think. Well, they have Aether Gust. Top? Really got by Aether Gust there, I guess. Yeah, I agree that Gust isn't very good right now. It's whatever. Rest in Peace, pretty good against my hand. Yeah, I mean, I think that it's kind of silly to really want to ban anything in Modern right now. Obviously, there are some conversations for cards, but the format is really diverse, and it's changing a lot, and the gameplay is really good. It's, I think, still the best format in Magic. It's not perfect. It never will be perfect. But it's really good right now. Things are really good in Modern right now, and I really just don't think it makes much sense to want to ban anything. Or unban anything. If Control's on the rise, shouldn't Tron emerge back in the meta per that? Tron has emerged back to a little bit. It is a somewhat popular deck right now. That being said, Control has a much better Tron matchup than it used to because of Counterspell. They're playing a lot of Spreading Seas. But Counterspell, like, you don't have to play Mana Leak anymore. Like, you know, your Tron matchup's a lot better than it used to be as a Control deck. Is this your most fun period to play? And I don't know if this is the most fun I've ever had, but it's at least like very close, you know. If it's not like literally the best format I've ever played, or the best Modern format I've ever played, it's close. Doc, 19 months. Alright, let's go to game 3. Yeah, Force of Negation too, but they're not really playing that card that much, but they have access to it. Of course. Yeah, we played against Blue-Red Emerge last week. It's just, you can't ban anything. Yeah, Blue-Red Emerge is like the gopher of MTG. It's like 6 more weeks of no bans. Do you think Standard is dead? No, a lot of people like Standard. I've been hearing like good things about the format right now. In fact, I would even say that Standard has had like new life breathed into it with the rotation of Eldraine, which has really been the problem for the last 2 years. Yeah, to be honest, you know, I think a Throne of Eldraine made Standard like unenjoyable for a long time, and it was really unfortunate timing during the pandemic that Standard was so bad, right? I feel like this is one of the least diverse metas I played in. I play against DRC Ragbobble in 50% of matches. Yeah, you keep saying that, Yama, but that's not my experience. I don't know if it's like the time of day that you play, but At least, like, my time slot is all over the place. Hey, Doom. What about Bluetron? I refuse to think about Bluetron. What was the issue with Eldraine? The power level of Throne of Eldraine was much higher than every other standard set. And so even when new cards entered the format, the meta didn't change very much. And like you just were playing the exact same standard format for so long, which gets boring. Yeah, I do believe you, Yama, that your leagues look different than mine. I don't know why. Maybe switch time slots, I don't know. Do I think Historic is dead? I mean, I don't know. I don't know what Historic is still. Alright, totally fine with this 2-for-1. I'm just gonna hold up mana here, I think. Yeah, they banned like so they I don't know how many Eldraine cards. It probably wasn't 10. Was it 10? But yeah, they banned a lot of Throne of Eldraine cards, and then the meta just like other Throne of Eldraine cards were still better than every other set. The set was just way too high power level. Let me get. I think I'm just gonna get Breeding Pool, second Triome. I think Checo is dead. I hope not. Or maybe I'll get Island because we have the Wrenn and Six. So I might want to cycle the Triomes. Yeah, I don't think I want to jam Wrenn and Six on a turn where I can't double spell. Hair looks freaky today. Fleeky. Thanks, man. Okay, let's let that resolve. It was like 3. So it was Oko. Oko Once Upon a Time were banned for sure, right? But I don't know what else was banned. Yeah, let's Typhoon here, so on this next turn cycle I can go Wrenn and Six plus Deluge. Cat. Lucky Clover. What is Cat? Alright, drawing Typhoon, I'll just Typhoon again. Oh yeah. The 5-mana draw spell, Lost in the Woods. Cauldron Familiar. Okay, so that's 5, right? Oko, Cauldron Familiar, Escapes the Wilds, Once Upon a Time, or that's 4. Is that it? Just 4? Oh, Fires. Yeah, Fires. 5. That's 5. Veil of Summer wasn't Eldraine. Core set. Oh, I think okay. Clover is 6. I think Clover is 6. Which is 6 cards banned in one standard set is more than ever. More than ever. Also Eldraine has, you know, like 3 cards banned in Modern, 2 cards banned in Legacy. I maybe we should have played Wrenn and Six first here. Yeah, I think I'm of the opinion that Throne of Eldraine was like, and this is maybe just an ice cold take, but one of the poorest design sets of all time. Alright, so I think I want to Deluge first here with the intention of like hopefully they counter this and not my Wrenn and Six so I can ping the Teferi. Okay, they let it go. I guess I'll take another Memory Deluge and a Reclamation, and then whew, fun. Successfully unraveled. Any chance WotC unbanning something like Astrolabe, Field of Dead? I really hope they never unban those cards. But yeah, again, Modern's really good. Don't unban anything. You know, like Modern's like I don't think Modern needs too many changes. Field has the highest chance of being unbanned. That card sucks to play against, man. I don't know. I don't think Field of the Dead should be unbanned probably ever, but maybe. I also will say this. It's like maybe Titan is dead. Or okay, so one thing. Titan is not dead. I think that Titan players like the deck is not tier 1 anymore and the Titan players have abandoned the deck, but I think the deck is still playable. Like, I really think that if you're a Master of Titan, you probably have like a 55% win rate right now in Modern, which like is probably just not something you could really complain that much about in any format. And I'll also say that like Amulet Titan is not the best gameplay. It's not terrible. I don't like have like a grudge against it or anything, but Titan does not really lead to particularly good gameplay. Yeah, but it's also like I can't imagine Titan is ever going to be like a poorly positioned deck forever. Like that has almost no chance. Yeah, I guess I'll take the Flusterstorm Charm. Yeah, I think Dredge could try out Mending, but I also kind of think Ox of Agonis is just as a better enabler than Mending, as like something you can mill over for looting value. Probably stealing. Might not steal this turn. Never mind, let's steal this turn. I want to get into a fight here because I just have so much permission and I've got 2 Deluges in the yard. What if we got the feel? I'm not in favor of Paper Errata. I think Paper Errata is not good for Magic. Probably should have scryed, sorry. A little too focused on this, like, pretty pointless convo. Can we talk about Memory Deluge's new position in the modern metagame? Yes, I do think that that's a good conversation. I like Memory Deluge a lot. I think that it is going to be maybe not a modern staple, but pretty close to it. I've liked it a lot in this deck and in blue-white control, and it seems to me to be like better in any deck that's looking for a 4-mana draw spell that isn't interested in filling up their graveyard with Fact or Fiction. Regime, 16 months, thank you so much. Always have to reset for cool brews these days. Yeah, I'm still doing my best. Let's fire off this Flusterstorm. I think Deluge is a really good design. I'll say this. You know, we've been talking a lot today about Throne of Eldraine, Modern Horizons 1, M20, War of the Spark, Theros, you know, the dark days of Magic's history. But for like the last year, things have been really good. Like, I can't remember when Magic has just been, like, this consistent for this long. But, like, sets have felt really... Like, it's not perfect. It will never be perfect. But it's been good for a while. And I think that's about all you can ever hope for, is for things to be good. Companions mod check. Yeah, Companions were, like, right after that. But, I mean, it's been more than a year since Companions came out. I would say the set after Ikora. I should have lumped Ikora in there. What was the set after? Was it Zendikar or was it? I think it was Zendikar after that. Yeah, Modern Horizons 2. I know we were all clinched up and we were like really worried that it was going to be like Modern Horizons 1, where multiple bannings happen and there's another Hogak, but there wasn't a Hogak. There wasn't even an Astrolabe. Ragavan's not well designed. Urza Saga isn't well designed. But they're not that bad. Things are pretty good. It was like Image 2 was, I'll say this, it's not perfect, but compared to like what the modern community at large thought it would be, it's infinitely better. It's infinitely better than the community. Like every day for the months leading up to MH2, I had people going, well, Spike, aren't you gonna, things are good now, but don't you think things are going to be just over when MH2 comes out? There is so much dooming and glooming. And I get it. Like, people like Modern. They don't want it to just get ruined like it, you know, did for a while last year. But things have been about as good as they ever will be. I'll take that Counterspell, I think. Just having a Nexus of Fate in my deck just also is pretty insane in these kind of spots. It's like, how do you ever lose? Because we have the Nexus in the deck. Not that it's necessarily necessary here. I'm gonna hard cast. They conceded. Wait. Oh, sorry, that was a I have the wrong game log up on my screen. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I missed the 4/4 Shark. I decided that I was gonna hardcast the Typhoon after I cast the Reclamation. I mean, they don't know I have Nexus in the deck, right? I think the only flaw with Image 2 is that most visibly powerful cards slot into blue-red. Fragment Vendee or Murktide don't all... Yeah, I agree. Like, Image 2, not a perfect set. Not a perfect set. But it was pretty good. And it's also, like, definitely true that I would much rather have sets like MH2 and sets like Innistrad Midnight Hunt, sets like Kaldheim, even sets like Ikora Theros. I'd rather have sets like this than sets like Ixalan. Ixalan, Amakat. Like, these cards in my memory at least are really boring, and like the time period when those sets came out, like things stay so much the same. Dark Slick Shores, huh? Oh no! Oh no! Okay, we have no outs. Fuck. Oh no. GG. We could, I don't know, we could draw Bolt, I guess. They also get to Teferi. Alright, you win. Oh, no. I think I want 2 heats. Let me use the restroom real quick. Be right back. Opponent's still not done sideboarding? Does this deck really need red to work? Exclamation or question mark, question mark. You can build the deck Sultai instead of Temur. But Wrenn and Six is really, really good in the deck, and I think that this is the best version. But you could be Sultai, you could maybe even just be Simic and play Ice Fang. But it's kind of risky to have no answers to Ragavan. Well, besides Ice Fang, that's not a great answer. I'm gonna play this time. Great hand. Oh yeah, just play Suspend. Oh man, you guys remember during spoiler season for MH2? The hundreds and hundreds of questions we got about Suspend. Okay, maybe not hundreds, but... Spike, have you thought about Suspend with Teferi the Time Raveler? Seems pretty good. Seems pretty good. How's this deck versus Elemental's? Really good. We stomped them earlier today. You just go way over the top. And their removal is not that good against you. Like Fury Solitude. Yeah, once we get the Teferi Companion, that's when we can start playing Suspend. I played against Suspend in the Hunter Burton. I played against Mono Blue Mill with Suspend. I think I countered it too. I think I countered it. So it must be good. Memory Deluge has been very good. I've been really impressed by it. Oh, there it is. I'm bringing Jeskai Merc to Attorney this weekend. Any changes? I think I like the 75. I've been doing really well with it. Obviously, there's going to be, I'm sure, always like little things you'll want to change, but I like that deck a lot. Mending Archon. I think Rammer deck without Chalice main board. I think that I like Chalice more. I haven't played enough, really, of the archetype, to be honest, but that's my impression, is that I like the Chalice more. I've missed MSU spoiler season the hottest it takes. Yeah, everybody. I mean, it was really exciting time. It just like such a cool set for sure. Would a banned version be better? Teferi ending Solitude? I like Solitude a lot, but the thing is, like, Teferi ending Verdict, these cards are all sorcery speed, and they don't feel like a natural good pair with Reclamation. They could be, though. They could be. You would just have to try it, you know what I mean? You feel me? Inquisition's actually kind of interesting. I feel like usually it's just Thoughtseize in these decks. Maybe Spider's playing Inquisition, too. Yeah, I do think it's good for Horizon sets to be like every other year, maybe every 3 years, but yeah, too much of a good thing is definitely a thing. I'm just gonna have Deluge here. Yeah, your mana is also way worse than Bant. Like Bant still has terrible mana, and so maybe Bant's Reclamation, if they ever give us that sweet Bant Triome, maybe we can do something, but. You know, I've been writing deranged letters to Mark Rosewater every single day, and he just won't pick up my pick up the phone. Right, totally fine with those exchanges. We're supposed to get Shark Triumphs in the Gangster set, dude. I don't understand this Gangster set. I feel like they should have called it a Noir set. That would have got me way more hyped. And maybe that's still the flavors could be more like, you know, Noir-y, detective-y. I don't know. Either way, it's a bit weird. It's a bit weird. They did. At least I just don't feel very sold on it. They did call it that. Oh, maybe I didn't watch. I didn't watch the video. If that's what they called it, that's fine. But everybody keeps calling it the Gangster set, which just feels weird to me. I'll bottom the Harbor, even though it does let us cast Deluge. Because we were just gonna draw one anyways. Yeah, weird, but hey, Bant Triome. Yeah, true. I love it. Yeah, I'm really excited. Kamigawa Cyberpunk is like, that's the set I'm the most excited for of all the announced sets. I don't know why. It sounds really exciting to me. And I mean, I really like the Cyberpunk game. Every time we talk about this, the conversation totally devolves. But I really liked Cyberpunk 2077. It was my favorite game I played last year, or this year, I guess. So you have 2 reflecting pools, the contempt for all colors? No, they don't. If those are only 2 lands, they don't. Maybe with the Triomes and their power level, they're a little pushed. But it's not necessarily the worst thing, right? Scry 2 equals draw 2. Yeah, a lot of people, yeah, they really don't like hearing people talk highly about that game, but I really liked it. Who just let this go? Yeah, like even I played it when it had the bugs, and I think I played it again like 4 months later, and I'm not someone who like ever replays games. Well, that's not true. Sorry, that's not true. But these days, I rarely replay games, is a more accurate statement. And I loved, like, even through the bugs, I replayed it, and I loved it. The second playthrough, I had, like, one small glitch in my, like, and I did every side quest. I did every small side quest. I was just really, really loving the game. And, you know, I also, like, I haven't played an RPG since, like, Mass Effect 3, if you don't count like the Souls series, which I probably wouldn't count them as RPGs, although they're like JRPGs maybe you'd say. But it's so like maybe it's just like the next like a somewhat next generation RPG, and I'm just like blown away by something that's not that great, but I really liked it. I'm talking about Cyberpunk 2077. I'm gonna get a lot of people retrying Cyberpunk. Yeah, I would definitely recommend it. It's not gonna be for everybody, but nothing is for everybody. I do think like you do have to have a good PC or a PS5, which is of course like a huge limiting factor, and there's a lot to be critical of them. But they did make a good game. They did make a good game. All right, go to game 3. Yeah, I'm really I think it will get DLC at some point, and I'm really excited to play it again when the DLC comes out. And I also like there's never mind. No spoilers. The soundtrack is really good too, which is not a spoiler, I think. And but I've been listening to the soundtrack a lot when I'm writing, and then Esther will come into the room and I'll be like, "Get down, there's cyberpunks everywhere." And we'll both start shooting. Shooting all the cyberpunks. Do you play draw variants matter a lot in this deck? I would say not really, because you have so much 1-mana removal. Like, it's modern, play draw matters, but with the density of 1-mana removal, it's not that big a deal, I think. The Ascent? I've heard good things about that deck, yeah, or that game, yeah. But I recently I'm trying to beat Sekiro. And I don't know why I put it down for so long, but I picked it back up, and I'm gonna try to beat it. Yeah, let's keep this. Put it most to 6. It's obviously kind of a slow hand, but I think it's a keep. Reverse board control with Chalice. Do you think I should take the draw or be on the play? I think that you need to play a blue-white against Blue Moon, since like you both have really relevant 3-drops to tap out for. You have Blood Moon, they have Teferi. For Jeskai Monkey, do you think we might want to run Helix over Calm to have more removal in other matchups? I don't think so. Like you already have so much removal in Jeskai Monkey. You have more removal than like any other variant. So like you're not really like hurting for like a Helix against the mirror or anything. Sekira's the most rewarding combat from soft game. I think I might agree. I don't know. I really like Dark Souls 3 and 1 and 2. And at least at the time of making this comment, I'm not jiving with the Sekiro combat. It just hasn't clicked for me yet, but I think once it clicks, I'll like it a lot. But it is cool to see how people react differently to different games, you know. Culling Ritual does not hit Saga, no. It hits all non-land permanents, and Saga's a land. Took my Snapcaster Mage. I feel like I would have taken the Memory Deluge here. Maybe not. Seems like a hard call for them. Ace, 7 months, thank you so much. They countered my Growth Spiral well. With them on the Moldify, and they kept a hand that was full of it wasn't a combo hand, it was just Thoughtseize Dovin's Veto. I'm really happy with how this game's panned out so far. Alright, and Typhoon is actually really nice here because it gives us Delirium for Heat, but they might take my Heat with Inquisition. Would it be crazy to run a Tar Fighting deck that struggles to get Delirium for Heat? Well, the problem is you'd have to be playing it over Bolt. Because you can't just play, like... 7 feels like the hard max for 1-mana removal spells in this deck. Alright, that gets them out of this a little bit. I guess we make a 1/1 Shark. Then if we draw Wrenn and Six, or... I guess we only have one more Heat. Yeah, really only Wrenn and Six helps us deal with this. I guess I can just main phase Endurance. Probably should. Should I? I don't have a second breeding pool, right? Or do I? Yeah, just one breeding pool, so I can't spiral into Endurance. And do I want to shuffle these back in? I think so. I think I'm happy with them drawing any of those cards besides Veto, probably. Yeah, the Typhoons do help with Delirium a lot. Delirium is not nearly as easy to get in this deck than like any other blue-red X deck, but it's doable. Another Teferi. Okay. Well, I really need to get this off the table. Maybe we'll just start Wrenn and Six. Alright, I think we're drawing that. I'm gonna go Spiral Deluge. I think like targeting ourselves to play around Drown. It's probably pretty good. Although we didn't, have we seen Drown yet? I don't think we've seen Drown, but it's probably correct though. 2 last game, yeah, totally missed it. I guess I'll do that now, and then we could go Reclamation, untap for our Shark. I totally forgot. Oh wait, no, I just shuffled away my Deluge. Oops. No, that was not good. Surprised I'd never see you run into bugs. I've got like, you know, higher end PC, of course, because I needed to exist as the premier MTGO e-boy. But I do run into bugs occasionally. Tech for... Okay, are they still in the chat? If they're not, we can just refund. I did miss it. You suggest that one Deluge's hand? Yeah, of course, yeah. Not the end of the world, we're still pretty ahead. Yeah, if you post your link at your deck in chat, I'll do it. Sorry for missing it. If I ever miss your like channel point or you know your whatever, just yell at me and I'll see it. But they can hardcast an Archon next turn. Let me just win this game real quick, then I'll do the deck tag. I'm gonna leave 4 mana up. Yeah, the Stream Decker link isn't loading because it's Stream Decker, unfortunately. Do you think any decks are tier 0? No, not at the moment. Yeah, could you maybe post that somewhere else? Because Stream Decker's inconsistent. I think they're dead on board even if this resolves. I guess they could chump block the bigger Shark. But I want to double Flusterstorm to play around Teferi. Is Desperate actually good? I feel like it was good, and then the metagame has really adjusted to have a lot of graveyard hate. But it's gonna be the kind of deck. It's like if people are like not respecting it, then it's gonna be, I think, an excellent deck in the format. Okay, let's keep this. Oh yeah, the Naruto headband's also an option. I need to scratch it because we lost. Multi 6 basic mountain go. I think I'm gonna leave a bolt against basic mountain go. It's really important if they play a creature that does the bolt that can kill it and untap with counterspell. Big Hat, Wizard, Squid, Naruto headband, and Viking. Yeah, those are all of them. And the Shark well, I'll find it at some point. I doubt it will be missing forever. I guess with that draw, I'll just play this tapped, and then I might cycle the Triome. Alright, so Titan Creativity. But you're playing Transmogrify over Creativity so you don't hit Chalice. This looks pretty stock. And not half bad either. Hold on. I'm just gonna make a giant shark. Seems pretty stock. Prismatic Ending seems rough on the mana base though, especially with no Naya Triome. Like you have to play this Temple Garden. Yeah, I feel like I'd probably just try to stick to green-red. Like, I know that you're kind of soft to Ragavan, but maybe you can play like 4. I would even maybe consider 4 Wrenn and Six in this deck. Yeah, I feel like you can go. You might be able to play 26 lands too if you play 4 Wrenn and Six. You can go -a land, +2 Wrenn and Six, -4 Prismatic Endings, +2 Scape Shifts. And you're also like a little flexible. You can play like 1 Dryad or something. Play, you know, I guess you can't play Soccer Tribe Elder. Alright, what are they getting with this? Bridge? Can we beat Bridge? We can with the Wrenn Ultimate. They are getting Bridge. So we cycle this real quick. And then I guess I'll kill the Karn. Yeah, you lose a lot of white sideboard cards, but also like Force of Vigor is so good. I'd probably play 4 of those. Don't love the Blast Zone or Bajuka Bog. I think I'd rather play Endurance. You can play Endurance over the Graveyard Hate, and that might even be better too. Whether the Storm over Revelry. Yeah, I feel like you don't lose that much by losing the white sideboard cards. Alright, big draw step. Oh, good job, Esther. Forgot to look at it yesterday. I think those are my thoughts. Any thoughts to playing number of Force of Negation Reclamation deck? I don't think you want to. Because you just have like you have your mana untapped on your opponent's turn more often than you do with decks that are trying to tap out for planeswalkers. So I don't have Delirium here. They're making 3 mana too. Ritual. So I need to have a creature or planeswalker for Delirium, which is going to be kind of asking a lot. They get a Coding, which is fine. They can get me off of all my red mana. Well, this isn't that good for us. But, I mean, this was a good draw. We get to go kill Karn, Heat Snapcaster Mage for Delirium, Heat Chandra. And their hand is Coding, Mystery Card, Mystery Card. Joymonger, 4 months, appreciate ya. Bolt on Snap for Delirium. It accomplishes the same thing to do it either way here. Oh yeah, what is this? Stolen Vitality. Oh, it's the new control magic. I think. Any Valakut decks popular? 4 color, like 4-color Bring to Light is somewhat popular. I gotta feel like my top decks are on better average than theirs. Yeah, any Memory Delugers? They should have definitely targeted Steam Vents. But don't tell them that. Wait, why? They're playing Stone Rain? Okay, hold on. Okay, so they're definitely playing 4 Pillage. Because Pillage is just strictly better than Stone Rain in their deck. And Molten Rain is too. Another land! I can't believe it. Yeah, our out is Bolts off the Emblem, so maybe I should be holding lands, but I think I'm still just winning to thin. We can also Charm, make them draw 2, and attack, and then take infinite turns with Nexus. Yeah, both Molten Rain and Stone Rain are strictly better in their deck, right? So Molten Rain and Pillage. So they're just playing all of them? I think I'm supposed to counter that. It's just really bad if they start plussing with the coding. Deluge. I should play Blue Suns either for times like these. Yeah, it's just all the suggestions, but I need something. I need this magical spell that chat always suggests. I need it to be teleported to my hand. Actually, just make a 1/1 here, right? So I can maybe attack if they just have 1 card in their hand, and then take infinite turns with Nexus. So weird to make a 1/1 here. No, not hard cast. Bolt. Oh yeah, we also have. Do we have 2 castles? We didn't draw any of these castles and all these. Okay, there's Deluge. So we do need to dodge like Blood Moon for this turn, probably. Couldn't you hard cast then Bolt for a 1/1? Yeah, but I need to draw cards here, man. I need to actually draw something. Our game should be over. Memory Deluge, Nexus. No more fetchables in the deck. Deluge, Wrenn and Six. Yeah, I don't need to worry about decking myself because I have the Nexus. That's going to be infinite turns. So take the Shark for a 1/1. And I suppose we're just going to start bolting. Alright, my turn. The new What If episode. Is that the Marvel show? I haven't seen any of those. I don't know if I'm going to watch any of them. Okay, I'm assuming we can find our Nexus again. Make some 1/1 Sharks so I can take some turns. Although their last card might be castable. Was castable. I am a Marvel fan, but I feel like the whole, like, there's just so much Marvel content now, and I don't think that's the kind of stuff I'm usually that into. Wait, where's my mana? There it is. Magic Online struggling a little bit here. Yeah, I can make them draw with Charm, but I'm trying to get to the spot where I draw my deck and I take infinite turns. This is still my instep. Yeah, we're just trying to draw our deck so we can take infinite turns and then win with Wrenn. Game's over. I might actually... Oh, I can just go Snap bolts, snap bolts, ping, ping, ping. Might not have enough red to win right now. Oh, I do, because I can just do it at instant speed. We've taken a few more game actions than our opponent here. Gonna bring in these grudges. They're playing Ragavan. Honestly, like, kind of cool to Blood Moon. I don't have a basic forest. Still just get islands, just not be able to cast our green spells. So I guess trimming on green spells kind of makes some sense. I think I mulligan this. Could bring an E for 3? Yeah, I could. It's bad against Karn though, and you have to have it preemptively cast, which is not that good either. Yeah, I like this hand can get 2 islands in play, and we can just try to function under Blood Moon. Although drawing that, I guess I'm gonna want to fetch a Triome on turn 1. And we are like just super cold to land Blood Moon, but I think I'm gonna play this. And maybe this isn't good. But they're also a deck that's full of Stone Rains. Like, they have all these Pillage and Stone Rains. And they just missed their land drops, so we don't need to, like, care anymore. No, I don't have the basic forest. You could play it. Maybe you could play it in the sideboard against Blood Moon matchups. It really does make your Blood Moon matchups a lot better. I'm not going to counterspell this.
What's up? It's me, your friend, Aspiring Spike.
Need your opinion on Striker Rich and Phoenix? Not playable. The card's really underpowered. Yeah, I'm still not going to counter this, but maybe I should. I'll just bolt them so I don't have to go to discard. Yeah, Wrenn very good against the Stone Rain deck. Could have maybe just like flashback bolt there. Wait, one more turn to ultimate the Wrenn. Interesting, even over Gutshot. Yeah, Gutshot, like, Gutshot's good in this metagame because you also Sentinel and Ragavan, and it's like you're asking if we should play Striker Rich over Gutshot because it's a, it's also a 0 mana spell that does nothing, but Gutshot is at least a 0 mana spell that deals a damage on those turns. The flashback is not very relevant. And I know it does set up for some more powerful turn 2s, but it is a really weak card. I could have countered that, but I don't think it's, like, then we kind of lose to Blood Moon. Although I guess we would be able to still beat Blood Moon here, probably. Should have one more island in the deck. This Wrenn and Six carried this game, huh? They get Ensnaring Bridge, which is fine. I'll just counter that. A lot of lands. Guess I don't need to counter it anymore. Go to discard anyways. All right, just gonna end it. Bolt this turn, bolt next turn. Oh, Bridge didn't even do anything. They have 4 cards in their hand. Also, they left in a lot of Furies against me. I guess Wrenn and Six is devastating, but they're 3 for 1 themselves. Alright, I think we're going to be playing for trophy number 5. We lost playing for it yesterday. I really want it, though. So let's get the prediction up. Let me win the game real quick. Okay, keep this. Yeah, I know a lot of people like it. Obviously, I'm not trying to detract from it. I just wasn't that into it. Well, they had a dub. The dub was okay. Like, the voice actors did their best, but it's always awkward to dub over live action shows. But I did watch the dub because I was watching it in the background. And of course, like, if you're watching something in the background, you're like way less likely to like it. But I also like, I don't know. I feel like the concept's been done a few times, and I don't think they necessarily did anything too crazy good with it, besides the fact that it was live action. Wheels, they get 4 months. So we're playing into Flagstones for 5-0. We do really need to draw a land, and this might just be Boros Land Destruction. Is Yama still in the chat? Yama, I'm playing against Boros Land Destruction for the 5-0. Yama earlier today was like commenting on how he doesn't understand how I play against decks like this, and he just plays against like Ragavan DRC every game. I mean, where can I get these matchups? Yeah. Although we might lose this game. I don't know what it is. Last round we played against Mono Red Moon. I really like the Jeskai Monkey deck. I'd really recommend it to anybody. Anybody and everybody. We're going to draw the land. My last 5-0 was double Grixis Luris, double Blue Red Murktide. What did we lose to playing for 5-0 yesterday? It might have been Murktide. Yeah, Nahiri Boom. Although maybe no Nahiri. Yeah, Wrenn and Six does seem pretty good against them. I will concur. Oh yeah, it was Blue Moon yesterday that we lost for the 5-0. It was a great match though. It was a really good match. I mean, I only have 4 trophies this season, Yama. I'm not doing that hot. That was a great match though against Blue Moon. Oh man. I'd rather play great matches all day like that and still lose than to be the trophy leader. Running lands. Oh. Okay, so we're probably supposed to go Triome end of turn, hope to spike a land. Sit up a little straight. Yeah, I think the Jeskai Murktide deck I was playing yesterday, I think it solves a lot of problems that like the straight blue-red does. Obviously the two decks are very similar. It's just blue-red Murktide splashing for ending and some white sideboard cards, but that seemed like a really good place to be. I think it's like we're gonna be down a game against Nahiri Boom. Red or green source. Alright, we're playing for the 5-0L. I'll play it out. I do think this Triome, this sad, lonely Triome, is not long for this world. You will live. Ketria Triome, you're going to live. Oh, this is brutal because we can't cast Wrenn now. Too soon to say goodbye. Alright. I yield. So with these Flusterstorms, I think they have Sanctifier in the sideboard. I don't really care. Is their deck tier 1? I'd probably call it tier 0. I've never seen on stage. I've seen the movie, and I have like one of the Broadway soundtracks on CD. You know what a CD is, kids? They'll play one endurance over the first bolts. This matchup has got to be fine. We're a Wrenn and Six deck with a million counterspells. I like endurance because it's a flash threat, because you'd hold up counterspells and then play endurance if they don't play anything into your counterspell. I'm feeling good. I feel like we're likely to win the match still. CD's nuts. Oh, Walkman knew what that is? Yeah. I think everybody knows what a Walkman is. Because it's just such a meme. These kids these days don't know what a Walkman is. Think you want a second endurance? Maybe. I feel like the heats are decent. Double green's also kind of awkward. For Jessica Merc, what do you think of a Castle Vantress or Jace on the sideboard to help us grind against blue-white? I hate those. I don't know. Your deck's super grindy as it is. Like, I really don't think you want to be sideboarding cards for grindy matchups. Just, like, they don't really increase your percentage points that much to play a Jace, or, like, literally, it doesn't matter what it is. Your percentage points don't raise that much. And there's a lot of linear decks in the format to sideboard against. And you can just outplay these other decks. Just outplay them. Okay, we have a Wrenn and Six and we keep. Yeah, just outplay them, gamer. For sure. Like, I really think that's good advice, because you lose very relevant percentage points once you start adding Jace Divine Sculptor to your sideboard. Fourth ring get in the list? Maybe, but I will say that nobody has suggested a fourth Wrenn and Six until this match when we're playing against red-white land destruction. This is like the only time that kind of suggestion gets made is when we're playing against land destruction, you know? I think that 3 is the right number. If I can keep up blue-white till they get Vantress is all. I mean, like, Jace, like, is very fragile to blue-white's counterspells, right? And, like, the problem with the blue-white matchup is not them outgrinding you, because your threats are so much more efficient than theirs, and you can counter their planeswalkers. The problem with the blue-white versus Murktide matchup is their lock pieces, their Chalice and Rest in Peace, which you have the white cards, Prismatic Ending, and Wear Tear to deal with. At least that's my evaluation. Okay, we'll have to accept this, of course. Need to counter that, otherwise my Snapcaster doesn't do anything. They usually don't play Blood Moon, so I'm not gonna worry too much about it. I will leave the Triomes in my deck to cycle. Yeah, 4 of every modern legal card and just drawing them when they're relevant. The gentleman's way. Yeah, if they like pillage a land here, I'll just like make a 2/2 shark, I think. Oh, I put Vantress on the side I see. I don't know. I don't like it at all, but I don't know why I missed like part of the comment. Just outplay them, it's fine. Your matchup's not that bad. I do think that modern players, like, they really want to have the best grindy deck, you know what I mean? But the best grindy deck is rarely the best. Or the best grindy deck in the grindy matchups is like rarely the best deck for the leagues or a tournament, because you just lose so many relevant points in other matchups. I want to save the castle since I'm either going to use Counterspell or Shark here, maybe both. I don't want to expose this to a pillage, because if they pillage here, I'm not going to counter it, but I don't want them to pillage my castle. But what if we suck at Magic? Well, unironically, with like serious intention in this, with this comment, get good, you know? Get better at Magic. And I believe anybody can be good at Magic with enough time and, you know, efficient practice. Not all practice is efficient. In fact, some practice can be detrimental, but get better. Okay, we can attack this down. Any tips for productive practice with the intent of getting better? I have an article coming out. It might be coming out today. It might be coming out tomorrow. That has some tips for productive practice at brewing, not specifically playing. But there are also like thousands of articles. Well, maybe not thousands, but there are tons of articles on the topic of like productive practice. And reading articles, watching streams and like trying to understand like why I'm taking lines, what you would do instead. Are you right? Am I right? On the play patterns is important. Like instead of just watching for entertainment, watching with the intent to learn is really important for like that productive practice. You know, try to find people who are better than you at Magic, and you know, good thing this card sucks. Try to find people that are better than you at Magic and learn from them if you can, you know. If you win F&M all the time. Yeah, if you win F&M all the time, of course. Oh, well, that's a sick draw. If you're an F&M champion, please humbly accept my apology that you have no room to grow. They might have cited out a lot of land destruction, yeah. Yeah, the good news is this card is not very good. Even against the blue decks, it's just like, alright, this kills me in 14 turns. I think we'll manage. Is it worth playing Snow Basics when you both have Ice Bank? Yes, it is correct to play Snow Basics, but I bought these islands recently and they look pretty, so I want to play with them.
I'm going insane.
Why?
Because my graphics is shitty.
I thought you said it was better.
It's only good when I plug in my laptop. When it's unplugged, it goes back to being super saturated. And I'm trying to look it up, and it's something to do with the graphics, and I don't know what to do. I don't know how to change it.
Okay, so bring me a laptop. I'll try one thing, and if it doesn't work, I'll mess with it after the stream. I'm just gonna update the graphics driver.
See, look. Well.
Okay, just give it to me.
Okay. It looks normal when it's plugged in.
And that is weird. Okay, that didn't work. Yeah, just plug it in. I'll mess with it later.
Okay.
Just keep it plugged in. Duh. Could be power saving mode. Yeah, see if it's power saving mode, because it's, yeah, that's a good suggestion.
No, I put it on, like, all the way to the top, like, high performance. And
Well,
even when I unplug it, it still does the same thing.
Okay, I see. Well, there's two settings. There's one for when it's plugged in and one when it's not plugged in.
I can't find those settings.
Okay, well, I'll look with it later.
Okay.
Exactly 3 dozen kittens. Thank you for 2 months. Appreciate ya. So I said to my friend, where can I find some high octane gaming? He replies, check out Sparkus Book on Twitch. He goes hard. I come watch the stream only to find medium octane gaming. What a grotesque, lecherous hag. Sounds like you need better friends. Yeah, there's 6 mana Chandra. Pretty medium, I think. Rotate the ram. Try cycling on off. She did, yeah. Just, you know, I'll fix it. I promise.
Okay. If you don't, I'm returning it.
Don't return it. It's gonna be like super fixable.
No.
Unless you just don't want the laptop anymore because you have the work one.
Maybe.
Then return it.
Maybe I want a Mac now. Maybe I am.
Why would?
Maybe I am poisoned.
Don't buy it, Mac.
Brainwashed.
Please.
I'm brainwashed.
If you get a Mac, I can't help you with anything on it.
Okay, fix my laptop.
Yeah, mulligan this hand. Go diamonds 5 months, 6 buddy. I believe the stream if she gets a Mac. Me too, buddy. Me too. Me too. Alright, they mull to 6, so do we. Totally reasonable hand. I think I'll keep Deluge over Typhoon. Although, yeah, they don't have Blood Moon. Never mind. Who's watching the stream on a Mac? I don't know. It's if you like Mac, it's fine. But like, I just hate working on them, and I don't want to troubleshoot her problems that she's gonna have with the Mac. Windows is like I'm much more knowledgeable on, and I just can't help her if she gets a Mac. Good mana base. Check the PSU. I'll check it. But that I think that's a good suggestion for sure. Kinda think they have Mana Tithe. No, they're not playing Golos. They're just playing this for Indestructible so they can Wildfire it. Well, they probably should have targeted their flagstones, right? Savai, Triome. 4 cards left. No play. I'm gonna draw 2. We haven't seen Mana Tithe yet this match. I think it's just fine to walk into it because I have a 4-drop too. We do have to be mindful of Chandra. We're not very close to having Delirium. Yeah, I think I'll just use the more expensive counterspell here because I have a card draw spell in my hand. C4 President, 2 months. Thank you so much. Yeah, if they just go land Chandra, we're in bad shape here, so I'm sorry for making fun of the card, I guess. Please don't cast it. I cast a Deluge flashback pretty often. Yeah, pretty often when you have Reclamation in play. It's come up a lot today. This deck is like the best flashbacker. I'll just cast it now. So I guess I want Snap Wrenn and Six. And if both of these die, I get Delirium. Oh, so they didn't have Chandra in their hand. This is huge news. Yeah, I think I'm gonna Wrenn and Six this turn. And I'll just get a Misty so I can have Snap Flusterstorm up potentially. Next turn we get to have a good Reclamation turn. Flashback Deluge off Snap often. It hasn't come up today. You know, you want to keep that in your if you have 6 mana, you'll probably do it most of the time. No. Oh, thank Clothis. Yeah, so I don't need to get back a Triumph. I guess I can get back Triumph here. So I have 6, 7, 8. Yeah, I guess I'll go Misty Rainforest, Reclamation, Deluge, Hold Up, Snap, Counterspell. Ridgeville, I think for 5 months. Yeah, I think we're gonna get the 5-0 here. Opponent's definitely making us work for it. But I think we beat Chandra at this point in the game. But that's also like the only card that does anything. of the third heat. Third heat's kind of interesting because it is kind of the only card that does anything, but I'm still just not that worried about Chandra. Esther, I'll figure it out. It's gonna be fun, I promise, sweetheart. Just leave it plugged in for now. I will work tirelessly. Yeah, the 6 mana uncounterable Chandra. They showed it to us game 2. It dealt us 2 damage, and then they died. But this game, it was going to be pretty good against us if they had it on turn 6. Right, flashback. Counterspell Typhoon. I'll just cycle this Triome, have all my mana up. Did I look at my Twitter already today? I did this morning. Did I miss something? I did remember this morning at like 4 a.m. I went to the bathroom and then I checked my Twitter and I had like 3 like random questions. I just went back to sleep. So I don't know if you're one of the people asking me one of those random questions. So I apologize for just going back to sleep. Let's go, baby. Believer is rewarded today. We're not rewarded yesterday. I like this deck a lot. Like this deck a lot. So the trophy stream once again. In Search of Greatness. Ooh, LED, which is not probably worth all that much. Creativity might be worth something. Okay.